In a shocking turn of events, Iran has announced the full closure of the Strait of Hormuz again. Bitcoin, of course, going down, oil starting to go up again, and we're gonna discuss all of this. And I fetched the most important news for you guys, so let's get straight into it. First of all, the news. Breaking. Iran's military announces that they have closed the Strait of Hormuz again. There are now new reports of an oil tanker being hit and struck near Oman. Well, let's look into it. What has happened? Iran has now turned back 20 vessels attempting to cross the Strait of Hormuz today. And on top of that, we have the US blockade by Trump, which has turned back a total of 23 vessels. So we have two countries blocking the Strait of Hormuz right now. It appears now that we are entering a complete shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz. Now, previously we did not have a complete shutdown. Previously, Iran was actually letting a few ships pass, ships that were allies of Iran. But now, under the US blockade, the US is also prohibiting vessels from accessing Iran's ports on the coast. So this might be the first time that we see a complete shutdown of the strait. And this is, of course, not good at all. We're gonna quickly, let's talk about Bitcoin first of all. We can see, I mentioned it yesterday, that Bitcoin has strong resistance here at $78,000 and will likely go down. Now, of course, I did not know that the Strait of Hormuz will be closed, which just pushes forward to the idea that we are going down. But even if it was not closed, I still would have thought that we're going down because we have strong resistance here. Quickly, 30 seconds highlight why we have this bear flag pattern, and at the top we have resistance. On top of that, we have multi-cycle resistance. Look at the white line here. We can see this line has been acting as resistance before here, support here, and now resistance, which actually coincides perfectly with our top of the bear flag. Now, this means we're going down, and I think we're gonna go down until the bottom here of the bottom of the bear flag here, which is around about 70,000, and then probably break that further to the downside and continue the trend down. But back into the breaking news. So Iran has closed the strait, and we can see the ships that were planning to pass through the strait today have been turned back, and the strait is not open. What I want to show you guys is a few interesting things I found. So here I want to show you guys this video, and it just shows that 3 ships have been attacked in the Strait of Hormuz today. We can see videos of the Irans. They have these fast moving vessels, these fast ships, and they're basically just patrolling the strait right now, shooting at vessels and warning them to stay away. And this is not good for trade at all. It's gonna increase oil prices again, and inflation will increase, and of course recovery of the market will be delayed. Now, this is also interesting. This is audio footage. Let me show this of an Indian ship that was trying to pass, which got previously permission to pass, but now was being shot at. Have a listen to this.
Sepa Navy, this is Motorangastan Marhadal. You gave me clearance to go. My name second on your list. You gave me clearance to go. You are fighting now. Let me turn back. Sepa Navy.
Yeah, so a lot of ships are being rejected and trade is being restricted again. Now, what is happening? The US is of course responding, and we can see that a massive US airlift is happening. We can see a lot of US Air Force coming back to the Middle East. And I personally live in Dubai, and I can tell you guys, in the last 2 weeks, there was 0 missile alerts. Usually we have these missile alerts quite often, and it has been pretty calm the last 2 weeks. If of course the situation escalates, this is not good for the economy here at all. And back into Bitcoin. So what I think will happen, we're gonna go down and hit these 2 CME gaps. You see the gap here? This is a gap which is formed in Bitcoin over the weekend, and these gaps tend to be filled. For example, look at this. Last weekend we had a gap forming here, and this gap was filled right a few hours after, and we know that these gaps tend to be filled rather sooner than later. So we have 2 gaps. One is at 70,000 approximately, just under 70,000, a small gap. And then we have another gap at 67,000. Now, the gap at 70,000 actually coincides perfectly with the bottom of our bear flag. And you can see here, the bottom here is also around $70,000. So I think we're gonna go there most likely. Of course, we go always in stages, right? We go like in a staircase down, and we don't normally go down immediately. The only time we usually go down immediately or go up immediately if there's a news event. And in a news event, we just shoot in one direction. So back into Bitcoin. We mentioned the CME gaps. Finally, I want to mention the market. We know that the S&P 500 is creating new all-time highs, and even today it has created new all-time highs. And if we zoom out a bit, we can see how well the general market is really performing. If the chart loads, of course. So while the chart is loading, the general market has been performing extremely well, driven by mostly AI stocks and technology stocks. So we are talking about companies like, they're not listed, but Anthropic and Microsoft and Google, and the whole AI boom is causing all of these companies to go up. And once companies like Anthropic or SpaceX are being listed, it's gonna just keep on going up, but eventually it will go down. So I just want to highlight that the market is doing good. We might see a cool down now if the war continues, but markets are at all-time highs. And final piece of news I want to mention is that this is what I think Bitcoin will do. So essentially, Bitcoin is most likely going to follow the pattern it did last time. So we can see we're in a bear market right now, obviously, and we've been trading sideways and then breaking down 3 consecutive times. Here we had the top for Bitcoin, 126,000. We went down, created the first bear flag, went down again, and now we're creating the second bear flag. And this is basically what you can see right here. Look, we came down, we had the first bear flag, we broke down again, second bear flag, and now most likely gonna break down another time. And this is perfectly the same thing that happened last cycle. Have a look at this. This is the last piece for the video. So top, look, compare it to this time here. Here you go. We had a top, we broke down, we had the first bear flag. Look at the pattern, it's pretty much the same as last time. We broke down, now again we go, we have a bear flag, and then we break down, and this is what I think will happen again. Break down from here, and then eventually find a bottom, I think around 50,000 in September or October. And that's it. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Bye.